Good morning, everyone. All right, Friday. Friday, I guess would probably be a better way to say it. But it is Friday. Boy, what a week. The hits just keep on coming. Good morning, Alex.
Hello, sir.
Are you in the shop again today? Oh, yeah. Holy smokes.
I'm playing with spaghetti.
Oh, what is that?
That's a wiring relay.
Oh, did you figure out the whole gauge thing and all that?
That's yes, parts and more parts.
Oh, jeez. Man, you're a better man than me when it comes to that stuff.
Well, I'm learning just like anybody else would, doing it for the first time.
I mean, I can't imagine you couldn't find stuff like that on YouTube or something, right?
YouTube University is a help. AI is a help. Just past experiences help.
Yeah. I get it. All right. Well, good morning, James.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Oh, you know,
Where are you?
I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, I thought you said you were going down to Florida or something. You there, Dave? James?
Yeah, change of plans.
Oh, change of plans. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you're here. Morning, Dave.
I am too.
Morning, guys.
You sound like you're off in a distance somewhere.
Not now. I got the microphone next to my mouth.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, let me say some good mornings here while we get going. Mary Lise Brown is here. Good morning, Mary Lise. Jay Hicks. Hitesh is here. Joy. Rick Sr. Good morning, Rick. Wendy J. David is here with an FYF in the chat already. Lee, good morning. Wow, we got our first Trump train. Don the third G lighting us up already. And I'm married to Bob is here. Blue Flames 41. Cindy Hayden 59. Ego from damp Eastern Iowa. There she is. PJ, of course, the one, only Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa. We got another Trump train. Mary Lise Brown. Thank you, Mary Lise. Wendy J is here. Doug Grice 59. Allie Mae. Allie Mae said something about Allie Mae is a big help. I'm sure she is.
She keeps me in line.
Exactly. She said
and
good.
Fed.
She said good rainy morning. Is it raining over there?
Buddy, it's a good set of thunderstorms rolling through. So yes.
Oh wow. Let's see here. Wildlife Fan is here. Good morning, Wildlife Fan. Oh, hold on one second. I gotta hit this notifications button. There we go. We got another Trump train. Wildlife Fan, thank you. Let's see here. XRP Mama Minnie is here. She said, good morning. Oh, never mind. Howdy, folks. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Richard's here. Franny Dragonfly, Robbie Miller, Gary Murphy, Barb7599 said, good morning. It's snowing huge flakes in Colorado. Oh, I've been there. I know what it's like. I lived in Colorado for a number of years. Towie Bixby, our personal cheerleader, is here. Paco said, good morning, Sam and the gang. Melfin71 said, hello, my handsome men. Oh, Melissa, you're so sweet. Beaver is here from Colorado Springs. You slay me, boomer. John Gwynn, holy smokes, the whole gang's I got to twist my mustache a little bit. Stuart Ford is here. T-Rainy2, XRP Mama. Your daughter got in quick before you did, XRP Mama, but she's here as well. Calvin is here. Wendy, Christy B78, CG. Hey, CG. Pure Blood Holly Johns. Good morning, Holly. Crystal Zeski. Holy smokes. Boogie B is here. Kelly Thurman 2. Andrea Lynn 81. Oh, my goodness. Benji 1959. Big Ben is here. Jan Lovin being grandma said it's Friday. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Jan. Ray Brian Dellett's here over on Facebook. Hey, Brian. David Morales said, good morning, all anti-waxers. Oh, my gosh. What are we going to do with you? Ozzy Crosby. Cheryl Benson Sassy's over on Facebook today. Oh, interesting. Mixing it up on me, aren't you? Trying to keep me on my toes. I'm so on to you, Sassy. Wendy, thank you for the gifts. Franny Dragonfly, Wildlife Fan, CG, Allie Mae, everybody lighting us up. Kevin Kiesler. Oh, thank you, everyone. Pure Blood Holly Johns, XRP Mini, Charlie. Holy smokes. Thank you, everyone. All right, Alex, are you going to be able to do indices, Alex?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Morning, everybody. Happy Friday on this fabulous March rainy morning. S&P 500 is down 0.9% at 6,766. The Dow is down 1% at 47,349. NASDAQ is down 0.7%, pretty even across the board. 22,590 right now for the NASDAQ. Crude oil sitting at $89.96 a barrel. That's up 11%. Pretty good jump there on the oil. Never let a good crisis go to waste, right?
Yeah.
Gold up 1.3% at 5,149. Silver is up 2.3% at $84.10. Looking at the crypto market, Bitcoin down 3.8% at 68,518. XRP down 3.7% at $1.36. Ethereum down 5% at 1,973. It's a rough day out there.
Yeah, and it's liable to get a little worse, I would think. We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, thank you, Wendy J, for the paper crane. XRP Mama Minnie said, "Hi, Mom," or "Hey, Mom." I love it. Got the whole family piling in. XRP Mama said, "It's not always about who is first or who is fastest." Yeah, boy, isn't that the truth? The older we get, the slower I think we get at times. Melvin71 has said, "Is Alex restoring a truck?" He's not restoring it. He's swapping a motor out. And I can't remember, Alex, what's the brand of that vehicle?
The original motor was a small block 350 Chevy. The new motor is out of a 2006 to 2014 Chevy pickup. It's a 5.3 LS.
Wow. Got to have some get up to it, I would think. Wendy J said
500 ponies if I turned it all the way up.
Ooh, wow. Wendy J sent us all a paper crane. You're so sweet, Wendy. Thank you. Don the Third G sent a lucky leprechaun. I like that, Don. Thank you. Crane Guy 16,000 is here. Wendy said, "I got a filtered comment already." You did? Jeez. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. Barb7599 said, "I've joined your fan club for 3 months." Wonderful. Thank you, Barb. Appreciate it. Lord Bullion just showed up. Hey, Lord. Long time no see. Melvin said, and Melissa wants to know, what year is the truck?
This is the 1982 K5 Blazer.
1982 K5 Blazer. Okay, got it. We got that straightened out. Sue B just made it. Hello, Sue B. Stuart Ford said, "Wow." Exactly. All right, let's see. Dave, what do we have for farming and agriculture today, sir?
Welcome in on this beautiful Friday. We just received a little over an inch of rain, so that's a positive. We were dry, so it's a good start anyway. So corn markets are up 2 to 4 across the board. Soybeans up 7 to 18.
Oh, we got a Trump trade from XRP, Mama. I was going to hold off until you got
That's
done.
all right. Wheat is up 9 to 22. Cattle down 0.9%, and the hogs are back up to 4% they lost yesterday. USDA release and issue a disaster declaration for Florida after winter freeze. $3.1 billion will go to the farmers. Strawberry and blueberries were hugely damaged down there, up to 80% of the harvest. So get your strawberries and blueberries before they go up.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of blueberries lately for the antioxidant benefit. It's really wonderful.
Yep.
Let's see, Franny Dragonfly reminding me to say that, we got another Trump trade from Tire Man. Thank you, Tire Man. Now I completely lost my train. Oh, yeah. For context, this live is for education and entertainment purposes only. It's simply our opinions. Thank you for reminding me, Franny Dragonfly. I forget that sometimes. Also putting the FYF in the chat. Exactly. David Morale said, oil is up and Iranian ships are down. Boy, isn't that the truth, David? Isn't that the truth? We got another Trump train from XRP Mama Mini. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 307 Patriot just showed up. Good morning, 307. CG, yes, I see all the squirrels in the chat. Yes, I do. I can't help myself when I see the Trump trains. Mark Travis said, my wife, over on YouTube, said, my wife and I love Trump. We all love Trump. Absolutely. Okay, James, what do we have for a military report today, sir?
Sam, I'm going to probably end up probably drifting over in a little bit of the CENTCOM, or the United States Central Command.
No
We
problem.
probably won't get to that anyway today.
Well, we can lead off with that if you'd like, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, the United States wants to control the skies by launching from the sea. They want to eliminate Iranian regime's mobile missile launch capabilities. The United States has also announced that it's ready to help Americans leave the Middle East should they want to take advantage of the options that the United States has made available. The Secretary of War, I didn't really want to say his name, but Lisa's favorite, Pete Hegseth.
Exactly.
And Admiral Brad Cooper will be meeting in Tampa today for the CENTCOM briefing to let pretty much the United States know, and the Secretary of War, where we're at in this conflict. And you had talked about this earlier in the dispatch about 30 ships being sunk, and we're going to go after all of them.
Yeah.
The successes have been triumphant for minimal collateral damage. I don't know who's vibrating, but I hear it. New orders to CENTCOM is to level Iran's ballistic missile industrial base. They are destroying the capability for them to build them, as well as deplete their stock through destruction.
Excellent. You know, on that subject of Central Command, it was over 30 Iranian ships sunk, and Iranian ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90%. Now, James, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about the possibility that Iran is running out of missiles. Now, again, I think a lot of this is theater, in my opinion, but the fact that they're pushing this narrative, they want us to push this narrative. So, that being said, do you think that Iran is running out of missiles?
Absolutely. They launched a salvo of 600 at Israel at one time, and that was something to see. There was actual footage out there to see that. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, and I think that's the case. It's going to be because everyone taken off, we know where that leaves from, and the U.S. I'm positive is striking that area after the fact. Good example is the drone carrier that they took out. They see stuff take off from there, they eliminate it, plain and simple.
Yeah, so CENTCOM talked about an Iranian drone carrier roughly the size of a World War II aircraft carrier. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And apparently this is something that they sunk, or they attacked. We attacked, right, James?
Yep, U.S. forces reportedly it's on fire March 5th, as of March 5th.
Wow. Alex, did you know anything about these drone huge ships?
Well, it makes sense that they'd use an aircraft carrier. We're not talking about little toy drones.
Yeah.
We're talking about big boy military drones.
Right.
And I mean, the first thing that came to mind was the post 844 boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very apparent that we're not going to allow them to continue as they have in the past. They will be completely debilitated from a military standpoint, and my belief is it'll then be handed over to the people to go back to what it used to be before 74.
Yeah. Bertha Lamass over on YouTube said Obama gave Iran our drone technology. Well, between him and Hillary Clinton, it's amazing that they don't have everything that we have. James, what do you know about this aircraft carrier sized drone carrier?
You know, really, Sam, it's just, I don't know where they acquired the boat. I haven't dug into that part of it yet, but they showed the bottom deck of it, and it was stuffed with drones. But, you know, as many as they put in the sky, I would think there wasn't many left on it. They launched several hundred of them, and I don't really know how many we've taken down to this point, because that information just hasn't made the United States yet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like anything other than a small aircraft carrier,
Okay.
and they can only hold so many.
Got it. Yeah, exactly. Texas Terry's here. Hey, Texas Terry. Pete
Sam,
Morales. Yep.
Were you able to see the torpedo that took down that ship yesterday? It lifted the whole ass end of that boat right up in the air.
Oh, did it really? No, I
Oh
don't think I
yeah, oh
saw
yeah.
that. Yeah,
That was impressive.
That's impressive to say the least.
They got a humpback whale on her for sure.
Exactly. Pete Morales, Charlie, PJ Party, Diana Lynn. Thank you all for the gifts. You guys are so sweet. Texas Terry said, "Are we keeping our eyes on China?" Well, I think we are, and I think Venezuela and Iran supplied some large percentage of oil to China. And if you think for a second that President Trump didn't know that, I mean, I got another thing coming. He absolutely knew that, and I'm sure that's part of this whole mission. We got to cripple them. I shouldn't say cripple them. I think
There it
that
is.
President. Oh, is that the drone thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
see
wow.
how it's got a ramp at the end?
Oh,
Help it
yeah.
carry off.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before. Wow. And did they sink it, James, or did they just attack it?
It was, last I heard, it was on fire.
It was on fire. Okay, yeah. God, that's a huge.
If they put a
freaking
big
drone.
old hole in the top of that deck, there's no way they can fix it in any time. They'll drop it. They'll sink it. It'll be a reef.
Yeah, exactly. Cynthia Kuhn 7 said, so the Obama, Biden, Pelosi group will be caught on and gone. Yeah, 100. I think they've already have been, but they haven't released it optically. That's just my opinion. Let's see here. Irish Lady 55 said, hi from Kentucky. Hi, Irish Lady. Ms. Moore, you said here, or just got here, said, hey guys, sorry I'm late. That's all right, as long as you're here. Squiggly 77, Craig's, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Craig. Glad you made it, brother. Let's see here. John Gwynn said, mines will do the same thing. The Princeton lifted at least 6 to 10 feet when we blew it up. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. That's a big rate. I mean, that's a big thing to go up that high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're hearing some noise. I think what it is, I think it's Alex in his shop. I'm not sure, but I think that's where it's coming from.
What are you hearing?
I don't know. People are just making comments about something in the back. I think it's just you walking around. It's no big deal. It's not.
That was it.
Yeah. No big deal. Chris Romano's here. Good morning, Chris. Oh, you guys. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just Alex walking around. Bear Thalamus said Obama landed our most high-tech drone in Iran and let them reverse engineer it. Obama was the best president Iran ever had. Boy, isn't that the truth? Exactly. And what the $1.7 billion in cash that he sent over there, it's all going to come out, you guys. It's all going to come out. I'm not worried about it in the least. All right, moving on. So the economy, the job cuts plunged, jobless claims are hovering near multi-year lows. Now, James, what do you make of all this? I think we've got, $18 trillion in foreign investment coming in. We've got so many good things happening. When do you think that's going to kick in?
Well, I think it already has. So far, non-farm payrolls expected an increase of 50,000 in February, and I think they got past that. I think with more companies coming back to the United States, we have data centers that are going up that are employing people all over the country. There's a lot of good coming as we see interest rates fall. Even though it's only been 1.5 since December, it's still a favorable thing. People can calculate more business with less money in the long run, so they're going to end up being more profitable. So that invites people to get back into business. The only thing that we have right now that's up against this is the price of oil taking a spike.
Right. And that's going to settle down over time. Dave?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a long-term problem. Obviously, with that stuff over there, it's just if they're riding a panic wave on it for sure. Nice dinosaur.
Oh, nice, Mary Louise Brown. Thank you.
Yep, and we'll see. I think we're at the top of the hill, and once the stuff starts flowing, it's going to keep rocking and rolling here. No doubt about that.
Yeah, Alex.
Well, what happens when we unleash the energy power of the states and Anwar and the oil that we have here, combined with the people of Venezuela being in control of their oil, the people of Iran being in control of their oil, systematically they are taking away the bad guys' ability to generate money, right? The Biden administration, through the Ukraine scenario, based off of energy sales, made Russia freaking rich, right? That's what's allowed to fund that. So what happens when those pipelines of money are cut off from those that would do us harm and given to those that want to prosper? Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Martini,
Sam,
go ahead. I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
there's one other thing that we can't forget about. Our military is at 100%. They've never had 100% for a very long time. So for a lot of people that were unemployed now joining the military or just coming out of schools, you got to think that the military at full capacity that's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, no question. That's a very good way to put it. Exactly. Diana's here from South Philadelphia, where it all began. Hey, Patriots, glad you're here, Diana. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. 80 Deuce Cav is here. Hey, Deuce. Glad seeing you again, brother. Good to see you. That damn Oakie's here. Good morning, Okie. Oh. Bullfrog said, host, when you can, what do you think about platinum? Well, I think any precious metal is going to continue to go up. I just think it's a matter of time. In fact, I don't know if she's in here today or not, but Lace and Steel sent me a video, and she posted on her TikTok account what they're doing with their gold over there. You guys should all go and look at Lace and Steel. I think we're going to be continuing to go up no matter what the precious metal is, in my opinion. Not financial advice, just giving my opinion. Let's see here. Melfin71, Melissa, thank you for the gifts. Pure Blood Holly Johns, thank you. Martini Time. Magic's here. Hey, Magic. Glad you could make it.
Well, Sam, the one thing too about platinum, you know, as those rare earth minerals or platinum and gold and silver, as they go up, you probably want to weld a skid plate if you have a gas burner, because that catalytic converter under there becomes worth a whole lot more money.
Yeah, exactly.
And platinum's the second highest rising mineral. So
wow.
Right behind silver.
We got another Trump train from Blondie Bomb. Thank you, Blondie. Oh, Mama Bear's here. Hey, Mama Bear, where you been, girl? Glad you made it. John Langlois said, hello, Sam fam. Welcome in, John. Glad to see you, brother. All right, let's see here. XRP Mama with the stripper. The money gun. Thank you, XRP Mama. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, it just cracks me. That money gun just cracks me up. Benji 1959 said the new dollar will be backed by all precious metals. I believe that's going to be part of it. I think the blockchain is going to be part of it, Ben. I think you're absolutely right. David Morales over on YouTube said 4 more unnamed Iranian spies were arrested by London's Met Police today, 7 this week. Wow, they're dropping the hammer. They're absolutely dropping the hammer. Sue B. Good morning, Sue B. Holy smokes. Hey, Nut just showed up. Hey, Nut. Glad you could make it. All right, let's see here. Of Indian grain hauler said, does anyone have any info on a warehouse explosion? I've heard of 2, Miami and Jersey. I have not heard of anything, but I don't know off the top of my head. Hey, Skydancer's here. Hi, Skydancer. Glad you made it. Bullfrog said, yes, we're winning in the cyber also. 100% we are. We've got that locked down, I have to believe. And I think we have to thank President Trump again, Space Force. I mean, we're talking people think outer space when they think of Space Force, but it's also cyberspace, in my opinion. And I think we've got a good handle on that as well. All right, moving on. So Dave over at X22 posted this. He said, Trump has brokered a multi-million-dollar gold deal between the U.S. and Venezuela. Venezuela's state-owned mining company, Minervan, has agreed to sell up to 1,000 kilograms of gold destined for U.S. markets. Dave?
Yeah, that's 35,274 ounces of gold worth $183 million on top of it. So it says to enable this sale, the U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control is issuing specific licenses. So who knows what's going to go in or who it's going to be absorbed by, but that's something we need to keep an eye on where that gold goes to.
Yep. James?
There's obviously one thing that we can't stand to overlook. I don't know what the deal is and how much we've actually spent to acquire that gold, but if you look at the debt clock, gold is only valued at $42. Right. If he acquires that amount of gold, stuffs it in our storage, and then all of a sudden reevaluates gold at 5,000 plus an ounce, that's a immediate plus.
What if they revalue it at 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000? I mean, who knows, Alex?
Probably around 30 is where the appropriate number should be, but it is very interesting that gold has re-entered the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Does that mean Fort Knox is coming up soon? We'll see. 307 Patriot said, "You guys are always a bright light in my day. So upbeat every time." Oh, that's so sweet of you. It's true. We have so much to be grateful for. I have so much to be grateful for. I've been in this fight for almost 40 years. To see as much exposure taking place as happening right now, how can you help but be in a good mood? I mean, that's just my perspective. Virgo 47 is here. Red Rosie. Hey, guys, glad you could make it. Virgo 47 said, "I believe it's all cyber." That has a lot to do with it. 100% I agree. Mama Bear said, "I'm definitely entertained and I have been educated with wax." Oh my gosh, Mama Bear. What am I going to do with you guys? Oh, did Mama Bear just get blocked? That's weird. Oh, I'm just kidding. XRP Mama Minnie, thank you for the gifts and Pure Blood Holly Johns. You guys are so sweet. Native San Diegan just showed up. Hey, Native. Glad you made it. All right, let's move on. Republicans, CNN is being forced to tell the truth. Now, we know that Paramount took over CNN, CBS, and all. Oh, look at that from Melissa. That was nice. They took it over. They're already starting to kowtow to President Trump. They came out and said Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters love them at this particular point. They have no choice. They have to speak the truth or they're done. They're done anyway, but now they're being taken over. Dave, what do you make of it?
I mean, this is a long time coming. We've been seeing news anchors retiring, news anchors getting fired, and CNN's at the bottom of the barrel right now because of what they report. It's their opinion. It's no different than tuning into The View.
Yeah, exactly. James?
We talked about this the other day. Warner Brothers up for sale, Paramount. Another company that's having a lot of influence going forward is Allen Media Group. 28 stations, and they all have CNN. Sinclair, 30% of its company is going away. Comcast, another one. Networks like CNN, MSNBC, and they're all wagering structural changes because they're going to be forced to tell the truth.
Yep, exactly. Cliff TRBD said, "I helped secure elections in Baghdad." I'm assuming that you mean you were in our military, and if you were, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here this morning, and thanks for mentioning that in the chat. He also said you can feel the liberation. 100%, I agree. 100%. Alex?
I just props to our press secretary because she has been taking CNN, MSNBC, anybody that stands up with an agenda, and she just puts them on blast. But, long form podcasts, shows like, maybe ours, we're in the grand scheme of things, we're not a large show, but we have fun doing it. But this is how people are getting news, is somebody out in the actual place that something is happening picks up their phone and goes bloop. And guess what? You can't make that up. You can't fight those receipts. And I think it's a pretty good indicator that fake news, quite frankly, fake news is about done.
Exactly. John Langloy, Melfin71, Melissa, Slick, thank you all for the gifts. So sweet of you. Melfin71, Melissa said, "The View, what a joke." Boy, isn't that the truth? How the hell are they even on the air anymore? Cliff said he was from the Airborne. Oh, wow. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you. XRP Mama sent the Alex, a spaceman. Wow. Lord Bullion said she rocks. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Slick, thank you for the gifts. And Maga 811 Robin, thank you. All right, let's see here. David said, "Who's letting the docs out?" Woof, woof. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at XRP Mama Minnie just sent Alex a little, what was that, a muskrat? I don't even know what that is. That's a crack up. All right, so some of the big news is President Trump announced that Mark Wayne Mullen will become the new U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, effective March 31st. Kristi Noem is moving to a new role as a special envoy for the shield of the Americas. Now, what I find interesting is plastered all over mainstream media. Oh, nice glasses. Plastered all over mainstream media was Kristi Noem got fired. She didn't get fired. She got promoted. I mean, it just blows my mind. Dave?
Yeah, it's interesting. I looked at what she got promoted to, and basically that starts tomorrow down in Miami of the special envoy for the Shield of Americas. It's going to be, they're going to be going over quite a bit of things here. Let me see if I can get my computer back up here. A new security focused on Western Hemisphere, specifically targeting narcotics trafficking and illegal mass migration. And there's multiple countries coming to that. Let's see if I can find it here. Not on this page, but there's multiple ones throughout the Central America, a lot of them.
Yep, exactly. James?
Well, you know, this new hiring of Mark Mullen, for those that don't know, Mark Mullen used to be a former mixed martial arts fighter and inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. So, Lisa Maria, you might have a new hero to worship.
Yeah.
He's also a member of the Oklahoma Cherokee Nation, and he seems to be a great candidate and should fill the job well. And he starts March 31st.
Excellent. Alex?
He's my neighbor to the south, and definitely not a dude you want to tangle with in a back alley. But what I got into several conversations yesterday on this app, TikTok specifically, with individuals. It's infuriating, right? We have our back channels that we all chat, folks. So we're texting each other and this and that, and I just posted the headline, which is Kristi Noem got fired, and of course Sam immediately is like, March 31st, she's going to be reassigned to Shield of Americas, and my point in sending the text was like, this is crazy, like this is absolutely insane, and it's not just the left side media. It was Fox News. It was Newsmax. Everybody. Kristi Noem's been fired. Like, really? Why would you push that narrative? Because they don't want to push the narrative that Shield of Americas is going to handle human trafficking, drug trafficking, and a Western Hemisphere shield. Like, if you look into what their objectives are, it's actually a promotion. So, don't always believe the headline, and it doesn't matter which news source it's coming from. Follow the receipts. This was announced on the 31st. Certainly, if Trump didn't have, oh my God,
I love it. Lisa and Holly are just, I'm sure their temperature is up. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
So if you jump to conclusions based off of a headline, go do a little research and find out. Just be critical thinkers, guys. Be critical thinkers. Go. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Dr. Neal's present.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh gosh, where the heck did it go? The chat's moving so fast, you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, Cliff said, this is the gentleman that is new to us here. He said, hey boys, I got to go train, but y'all get in shape. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice. I already did this morning, Cliff. I'm in the gym several times a week, training hard, brother. So if you ever come out to California, we'll get a workout in together. Oh, XRP Mama Minnie said he pigs in. I thought it was funny. Exactly. Oh, you guys cracked me up. All right, so last story before we bring the docs on. They're going to release more Epstein files today, over 46,000 of them. Alex, what do you make of it?
Everybody in chat that's always typing in, what about the files? There you go. You go. It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
More. And the slow roll, I think, is very intentional.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Dave?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what this next thing is. If this is the end of it, or the begin, or more to come after this. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See what's inside of it.
Yep, James.
Some of the things that in these job changes, just reverting back just a second ago, Pete Higgs has said that Kristi Noem did a hell of a job setting us up for the job going forward. So this guy, yeah. So some of the things that bother me are thinking back to Watergate, and didn't Pam Bondi already say that all the information was released?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I think that we are looking at a chess move here, and how it's going to play out, I have no idea. When it's going to play out, I have no idea, but it's playing out.
Is it interesting, or is it just me that they released more files right after Mr. and Mrs. Clinton had their testimony?
Exactly.
I mean, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great?
I mean, you remember, names don't mean anything. Let's get proof. You got to have videos. You got to have pictures. You got to have
receipts.
Yeah.
Yep. Hit said they're grasping at whatever news they can to turn it into a negative for Donald Trump. Yeah, you're 100%. You're right. 100%
Take the spotlight off of the man that just hired 9 criminal attorneys.
Yep, exactly. Allie Mae, Nismore, you. Oh, thanks, you guys. Hey, JP Metal Slayer, Martini Time. Thank you all for the gifts. You guys are so sweet. Moreski Patriot said Obamagate was worse than Watergate. 100%. Wait till it all comes out. Beverly Howard said, I'm preparing them for the next chapter. It's coming. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All right, let's bring the docs. I think I saw Dr. Glidden. I don't know if I've seen Dr. Neal yet or not.
He's here.
He is here? Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Well, good morning, Doc.
Buenos dias, amigos.
Bueno, are you back in Mexico again?
No, not yet. That's going to be in a couple of weeks.
Oh.
Por favor.
Exactly. How's this going, Doc?
Well, I got this, Sam. It's my little back scratcher because I just got my back waxed out of solidarity with you.
You had to go there, didn't you, Doc? You just had to go there. Holy smokes, you guys. Oh, my God. Oh, that's classic. I just
Sam, you can resist, but resistance is futile.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Neal, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you all?
Hey, Dr. Neal, I've been on your shampoo and conditioner for a week, and I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Love
Excellent.
it. Excellent stuff. No kidding.
In fact, you know what? Let's just start off with that since Doc brought it up. Dr. Neal, tell everybody a little bit about your product. So, hey, James, will you pop out and come back in so we can get the screens right? Dr. Neal, go ahead and tell everybody. So everybody knows we announce and promote Dr. Neal's hair care products every day on our show, as we do with Dr. Glidden and his website. But Dr. Neal, tell everybody a little bit about what it is and what makes it different than the other shampoos that are out there.
Thanks, Sam. And thank you for what you said, Dr. Glidden. I appreciate that a lot. They're 100% from nature. No toxins, no chemicals, no preservatives, no fragrances, no dyes, no formaldehyde donors. I originally formulated them for my cancer patients. Many of you know I worked in cancer therapy my whole career, and then I made them commercial. So the shampoos, there's a one for scalp problems, psoriasis, dandruff, eczema, itchy scalp, whatever it is, and then there's a growth formula. If your scalp is fine, then this will just help grow your hair faster, stronger, thicker, and so on. The conditioners are different because, again, no toxins, no chemicals. Rather than coating it with a product, an ingredient like Boheme trimonium chloride, our conditioners absorb into the hair. They don't coat it with that waxy coating. So they're good not only for the hair, but the scalp. We have hair oils. We have 100% organic wood accessories, and an ingestible tea, which is, again, the same nutritional profile for your skin, your bones, your teeth, your eyes, your obviously hair and scalp. Also fixes and depleted nervous system. So if you go to Neal Naturopathic, or use SAM20, or go to Sam's website, and click on the Neal Naturopathic button there, and use SAM20 and 20% off.
So John Gwynn said, I just ordered more a week ago. Now, this begs the question, Dr. Glidden. So we know that Dr. Neal's products hydrate and nourish the scalp and the hair follicle. But what I think is just as important is making sure that our nutritional reserve is in its highest form. And we talk a lot about the products that we offer. Why do you think that's important in terms of not only the hair, but the body in general?
Well, the human body is inhabited by an intelligent spiritual force, which is intelligent. The human body knows how to fix itself. It wants to fix itself. It's trying to fix itself all the time, but it needs help. The human body has the need for 90 essential nutrients. And a nutrient is called essential if the body needs it, but it cannot make it. There are 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids, which are essential. They have to be imported into the body on a regular basis. But the concentration of these nutrients over time, thank you agribusiness and big pharma and Monsanto, the concentration of these nutrients has decreased dramatically in the last 100 years. So everybody, and by everybody, I mean everybody, is essential nutrient deficient. Unless you're supplementing with essential nutrients, your body does not have enough of them. And the body has a hierarchy, kind of like a triage system, right? Body has wisdom. So this is how much, calcium the body needs, but this is how much calcium the body has. The body's going to send the calcium or whatever other nutrient it is to internal organs to keep them healthy, and it's going to rob them from your hair. Because you don't need your hair to stay alive, you need your heart to stay alive. You don't need your fingernails to stay alive, you need your heart to stay alive. So one of the first things that we consider, it's kind of like a canary in the coal mine situation, is that when people start having trouble with their hair, their skin, or their nails, 90% of the time it's due to an internal deficiency syndrome and or toxic buildup, which has been precipitated by an internal nutrient deficiency syndrome because the body doesn't have the raw materials it needs to get that crap out of the body. Or, you're eating pro-inflammatory foods all the time and you don't know it, and it's just wreaking havoc with your body. So the naturopathic fundamental always is to get to the root cause of the problem. We want to try to fix the root cause of the problem rather than just mitigate symptoms the way that the MDs do. And this is why, we want to fix things from the inside out. And it's a better therapeutic if you do it that way.
Well,
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say the only thing I would add is I always say the third rule that body wants to heal, knows how to heal, but it often compensates so you don't get a symptom. And this is also a problem, that the body will twist itself out of balance, literally, just so you don't get a symptom. And so that starts to disrupt the systems of the body. And every cell needs, as Dr. Glidden said, fresh hydration, fresh nutrition, fresh oxygen. And as he's talking about, you have to remove the waste. And with so much toxicity that's not only in the soil, but in the air, in our foods and so on, that becomes essential. So we need all these essential nutrients, absolutely. And we absolutely need to be detoxifying at the same time as we're nutrifying to remove all the waste and the toxins from the cell.
The human body's a lot like an automobile in this regard, right? You have to change the oil and the oil filter in your car. You got to change the cabin filters. You got to swap out the transmission fluid every once in a while. You got to make sure the tires have enough air in them. And you got to put the right fuel in the tank. Well, the human body's the same way. You need to help the body to be all that it can be. And the problem that exists in the 21st century is the people that own the medical industry, right? We haven't had medical freedom in this country for over 100 years. The only medicine practiced in your hospital is MD medicine. The only medicine your insurance pays for, by and large, is MD medicine. The only medicine they make TV shows about is MD medicine. The only medicine they do research on at your local university is MD medicine. We don't have medical freedom. It's just MD medicine everywhere, all of the time, inside of a self-policing, self-regulating monopoly. And your medical doctor does not know the things that Dr. Neal and I have just been talking about. They're blind to them. Or if they are aware of them, they can't implement them because the standard of care of their employer does not allow them to do it. So this is a really big problem because...
Oh, Doc, you muted.
they dominate medicine, are not trained in how to heal the body. All they're trained is how to manage symptoms and mitigate symptoms. So the blood pressure is never cured, the arthritis is never cured. For goodness sakes, your medical doctor may be the nicest person God ever created, but they don't even know how to cure heartburn, for goodness sakes.
Right.
And for all of you, oh, sorry, go ahead, Doc.
Yes, this is the problem, right? We need medical freedom, number one. And number two, people need to educate themselves about alternatives, which have existed for hundreds of years, by the way, and which are science-based and clinically verified. If anybody tells you that naturopathic medicine is pseudoscientific and it hasn't been clinically verified, they're full of shit. Because it has, and it is an extremely scientific system of medicine, and you need to know about it.
And for everybody at home, just so you know, we represent and recommend a certain vitamin and supplement brand. If you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, click on the button that says get your supplements. That's where you can find it, because I've had that question. It comes up all the time. Go to my website, click on get your supplements, and you can order it from there. Now, Dave Bouchard said, not sure about oil, but listening to Dr. Glidden and Dr. Neal is pure gold. 100% I agree. Doug Rice 59 said, does Dr. Neal have a special back hair shampoo that Sam can try? Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot, Doug. Jeez. And then over here on YouTube, David Morrell said, wax Doc for president. You had to come in that hot there, didn't you, Dr. Glidden? Yeah, we were so on to you guys. So here's a question for Dr. Neal. Chris Romano said, I read that scalp dryness is caused by a fungus. Is that true?
It can be caused by many things. Again, your scalp is a little different than your regular skin, but I always say 2 pounds of waste material come through the skin every day, minimum. 2 pounds. It's the skin is the third and largest alimentative channel, and it's the third kidney, if you will. So scalp dryness can be a result of many different things, from nutrient deficiency to lack of, again, hydration, oxygenation. It can be fungus, it can be bacteria, it can be even sometimes viral that attack the root follicles as well. And this is part of hair falling out. So again, skin needs, one of the things in my products, there's both moisturizers and emollients and emulsifiers for the oil. So everything can be absorbed and utilized to benefit the scalp. But remember, if you have dry scalp, that's a systemic issue. It's appearing on the scalp or the skin. You know, it's like rashes. It's appearing on the skin. That's where your symptom is, but it's systemic. Something is going on where the toxins are coming out of your skin rather than the bowel and the kidney as they should be.
Right. Yeah, and you know, when we're talking about microbial stuff like, you know, yeast or mold or bacteria or whatever, like infecting the body, it's not the bug that's the problem. It's the environment of the body, the terrain of the body,
right,
that is giving that microorganism a place to feed and breed.
Right.
That's a very interesting conversation that conventional medicine does not ever want to have, because as far as they're concerned, it's a one-to-one relationship. It's the bugs. The problem is the bug, not the terrain of the body. The problem is the bug, not the terrain of the body. So antibiotics and antivirals and antimicrobials up the wazoo. And it's wrong. It's just wrong thinking, and it's a problem.
It's the same, you know, we talked a little bit about this last week. It's the same with cancer. You know, my patients come and they say, Doc, I have this tumor, and, you know, you're going to get rid of it. And I say, I'm not interested in getting rid of the tumor. And they laugh and they say, oh, you're so funny, doctor, but I have a tumor, you're going to get rid of it. And I have to explain that I'm interested, of course, in getting rid of the tumor. But what I really have to do is stop the body, is balance the body that made that tumor. And that is the same thing, as Dr. Glidden said. This is Antoine Béchamp, who was a biologist, was more famous than Louis Pasteur. And he said, no, it's not the germ. Just like Dr. Glidden said, it's the terrain of the body that the germ invades. I use the example of the mosquito. Mosquito lays its eggs in dirty, stagnant water. Doesn't make the water dirty and stagnant. It just utilizes that condition to proliferate. And that's what germs, bacteria, and viri do in your body. So 65,000 people die of the influenza virus, but it's because the terrain in the body had toxicity and imbalance enough so that they could take hold and feed on it. And again, doctors are trained, and this is, I have compassion for them because they're just not trained in this thinking.
Not.
Yeah, exactly. This is when Dr. Glidden brings out his hatchet. But go ahead, Dr. Neal.
But, I do, in the sense that, they go earnestly really trying to heal people, but the system that's teaching them is teaching them, again, just to mitigate symptoms and nothing about really this. I mean, they teach the systems, but they don't teach them how to address the systems.
Yeah, but here's this. You're absolutely right. And here's the problem. And I can say this because I've been doing this for 37 years, right? Nobody held a gun to a medical doctor's head and said, you have to become a medical doctor. They could have become a naturopath. They could have become a chiropractor. They could have studied traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. They could have done all these other things, but they chose to go the allopathic route.
Yes.
And, that's a problem because the allopathic route is really great, by the way, for trauma care, surgery when it's necessary. But for most of the conditions that most people go to the doctor for, most of the time, it's a failed methodology. So here's a good metaphor that I came up with, or an analogy that I came up with. Let's say you had a giant, you had a frost heave in your backyard in the wintertime, and now you've got a big gully in your backyard, and every time it rains, it fills up with water. And now it's summertime, you've got standing water in your backyard, and now you've got mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes feed and breed in stagnant water, standing water. Okay, so if you're a medical doctor and you wanted to get rid of the mosquitoes, what would you do? You'd pour pesticide, mosquito poison on the water to kill the mosquitoes. That's what they would do. If you're a naturopathic doctor, what would you do? You drain the water. Because when the water's not there, there's a gazillion mosquitoes in the world, but they're no longer in your backyard. And this is the difference. It's not the bug, it's the terrain. And if you just keep, putting pesticide and pesticide and pesticide on the water, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to get stronger mosquitoes is what's going to happen. You're not going to fix the root cause of the problem. And people are going to suffer, and then they're going to die. And, oh, by the way, the first or the third leading cause of death in the United States is MD-directed medical therapeutics. And the leading cause of bankruptcy is MD-directed medical therapeutics. Well, why is that? Because what's the most expensive type of medicine? It's the one that doesn't even try to cure anything. And people are suffering needlessly.
Well, Doc, and I think that was a great analogy. I'm a little softer towards the public because they've been taught incorrectly. And I think having you and Dr. Neal on this show and explaining to people why these things take place is paramount in getting that cruise ship's direction changed. So I couldn't agree with both of you more. But
yeah,
go ahead, Dr. Neal.
No, I was just going to say, why Dr. Glidden is correct in that, yes, they made a choice to become doctors and so on, but they're taught, and most people are taught, and I want to talk about the biggest problem I encounter. Most people are taught that naturopathic medicine is quackery. That certainly, again, when I started 45 years ago, that's when that's what we were. We were quacks.
God, you're old, Doc. What was it like going to medical school, running away from the dinosaurs is what I want to know.
Well, the brontosauruses were the toughest, but other than that, but the thing is, and here's the other problem, is today it's kind of like water. There are all these half-truths, and so people often think allopathically, but then try to use naturopathic products. So they have something wrong. They go, well, I don't want the pharmaceutical, so I'll just take a natural thing that works with that. But once again, that's just as silly as, I mean, they're not putting the same kind of pharmaceutical toxicity in the body, but they're trying to, again, treat the symptom, not the system.
Yeah, that's integrative medicine, right? That's called integrative medicine. So the doctor says, oh, I don't want to use drugs anymore. What am I going to do? So they take a weekend course in vitamin therapy.
Right.
And then they start using vitamins and botanicals the same way that they use the drug.
Exactly. And
force
that
the
is the
body's
greatest.
hand.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the greatest, I think, some of the greatest problem I encounter today, because again, I always tell my patients I love the internet because everything's available, and I hate the internet because everything's available. One knucklehead writes something, 20 other knuckleheads repeat it, and then they come to me with, but all over the internet it says blah, blah, blah. And I have to, again, go through a whole science course basically to explain to them, and again, I said this before, but I always do a at least 2 hour intake, depending upon what the issue is, with people when they come to see me, because I have to get their thinking into naturopathic thinking from allopathic, which is how they've been trained. You have a headache, fast relief. Not looking at, why do I have this headache? What's going on that has given me this headache?
Yeah. Well, Mark Twain said it best, right? He said, it ain't what you don't know that'll get you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so.
Very good point. Kathleen Garcia said that my website's not available. It should be, Kathleen. I just checked it. It should be fine if you just go to samshalhoub.com. And yes, Terry Dyka said, I'm sipping on my tangy tangerine right now. Love the taste. I do too. I don't know. I just think it's great. Cheryl Benson over on Facebook said, if your hair and nails grow like crazy, does that mean you're healthy? Dr. Glidden?
That's a great question. I would perhaps, I would have to assess that, in the greater context of what else is happening in the body. That it is rare that the human body makes too much of anything. It's really easy for the human body to not have enough of something and be able to not make enough of something. That's like most of the time that happens. But when the human body starts, like growing hair fast or growing nails fast or whatever, increasing the heart rate, increasing the production of, a certain hormone, that's an indication that there's an imbalance at play. So I would have to assess that in the greater whole.
I agree with that. It's most likely, or not most likely, it could certainly be thyroid issue, pituitary issue, something like that. That's is overstimulated. It's just like, this idea, and I always go through this with my patients, autoimmune diseases. The body never is attacking itself. I'm going to say it again. The body is never attacking itself. It's always trying to heal. But it often looks like that because of the biochemical nature of the body. So if you have MS or something like that, the body in its wisdom is trying to bring fresh blood, fresh oxygen to that affected area on the nerves, the nerve channels. But the biochemical nature is over acidic. It's like the fire truck showing up with gasoline for the fire. So again, it looks like the body is attacking itself, but it really is not. And so that's a very important point.
Dr. Glidden, Rhonda said, did you just say that you can cure arthritis? My mind is blown. Always been told differently.
Well, let's make one thing perfectly clear. It's impossible to treat a disease. You can't treat a disease. Diseases don't exist, right? Can you bring me 25 pounds of arthritis? How about a truckload of constipation? Can you bring me that? No, you could bring me 25 pounds of Granny Smith apples, because those exist. Diagnoses are names. They're intangible names that a bunch of people in white coats have given to a particular symptom complex in a human being. And we have been socialized to believe that the illness is like a parrot that sits on your shoulder. And it's the doctor's job to figure out a bullet that's going to kill that parrot. And then when the same parrot shows up on anybody else's shoulder, it's the same bullet. And that's not how it is. We do not treat disease, we treat people. Now, a better question is, I have been told that I have arthritis by my medical doctor. Is there anything that you can give me or recommend that I do that's going to help my body to heal from that condition? The answer is unequivocally 100% yes. We do it all the time. There's a saying in medicine that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about zebras, which means you think about the most common things that cause things before you think about weird things that cause things. And as God is my witness, most of the time, regardless of what diagnostic name you have, with the exception perhaps of serious neurological things like ALS and Parkinson's disease, there's three things to do. Well, there's four things to do. Number one, you have to stop eating food that's causing inflammation. You have to clean your diet up. I'll tell you how to do that on the website. Number two, you have to fill your body's nutritional tank up with essential nutrients. We have to give the body the raw materials that it needs to fix itself because they're not in your food. Number three, you have to detoxify the body. If you do those three things prudently, and there's an easy way to do that, there's a stupid way to do that. If you do that smartly and prudently, then 83% of the time the body fixes itself. And I know that by looking at 10,000 people over the last 10 years who've done the generic protocols on my website, and 83% of them recover their health. Why? Because the human body knows how to fix itself. It wants to fix itself. It's trying to fix itself all the time. But your medical doctor doesn't know this. And I will say one more thing. There is a point of no return, right? I mean, if you cut your finger off in a bandsaw, heaven forbid, I don't know anything that's going to grow that back. So there is a point beyond which there's been too much joint destruction, too much degradation over time. It's gone beyond the body's ability to fix itself. And I used to think that when I was fresh out of medical school, I thought that I knew where the point of no return was. But I'm telling you, man, after doing this for 37 years, the things that I've seen people recover from, I have no idea where the point of no return is. So my motto always is, you must attempt to cure the condition. You should try to do it because the chances are high that you can do it. And even if the body has gone too far, and in this case, you need a joint surgery, which, is rare, but you do, then if you do the holistic protocol for 6 months, it wasn't effective, and you are a candidate for surgery, you're going to sail right through the surgery because your body's going to be nutrified and strong and detoxified, and you're going to sail right through the surgery. You're going to recover in half the time. Life is going to be better for you. So this is like never fail fudge. There's no downside to these therapeutics. So the short answer is yes. We help people who've been told they have arthritis all the freaking time. It's really easy to do.
Dr. Neal, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Impala SS Girl said, what was the coupon code? Now, if you're talking about Dr. Neal's products, it's SAM20. If you're talking about the supplements that Dr. Glidden is talking about, you go to my website, click on the supplements button. You're going to go to the website of Youngevity that provides the products, and you're just going to sign up as a preferred customer. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but you're going to do that. I hope that answers that question. Go ahead, Dr. Neal.
Well, I just was going to sort of support what Dr. Glidden was saying. I was a psychoanalyst first before I became a naturopath, and again worked in psycho-oncology. But my patients know I don't. My therapeutic patients, and I really, once they come to me therapeutically, there's no way I can't then want to treat them naturopathically and spiritually by teaching them yoga and meditation and other techniques that are needed for spiritual or energetic balance of the body. But people come and they say, "Oh, I'm a borderline," or I'm a, and you look in the books, psychology books, and they'll say, "Oh, untreatable," But what is borderline but a collection of behaviors? And, if you have a certain collection of behaviors, then they give you this label. And again, they often tell you, untreatable. But into the Buddhist concept, it's also a psychological, a psychoanalytic concept. Right thinking. Right thinking will not always lead to right action, but right action will always lead to right thinking and right feeling. I'm going to say it again. Right action will always lead to right thinking and right feeling. And so you can counteract those conditioning and those behaviors through right action. And the same is true naturopathically. Everything is a metaphor. And the body is the greatest metaphor for this mental, emotional, and spiritual, energetic balance of the body. If you take the right actions, as Dr. Glidden and I are both saying, by following a path of fresh hydration, fresh oxygenation, fresh nutrition, and you're removing the waste from the body, you're helping the body. The body's always detoxifying through your bowel, kidney, skin, and lungs. Those are your 4 eliminative channels. So it's always happening anyway, but as Dr. Glidden said before, you have to help it. And so if you take the actions to do these things, you will, again, change a diagnosis, whether it's a psychological one or a physiological one.
Now, Mama Bear said, Dr. Neal, I'd love to try your products in my salon. She's a hairdresser. So I will connect you two together at that point. John Gwynn said, I had a bald spot and a white streak. Started taking Tangerine, and my hair is back to normal. DJ Hawk said, Dr. Glidden is the greatest. Yes, he is. Absolutely. Kirby Best said, I was able to remove a lymphatic tumor with ivermectin and fenbendazole. And I think there's something to be said for that. I'm no expert on it. I am not a healthcare professional.
The other 2 things that are in that protocol are doxycycline and metformin. This is the British protocol for cancer. Is ivermectin, fenbendazole, metformin, and doxycycline. Obviously, we don't really like doxycycline or metformin necessarily, but what they're trying to do by putting those drugs in is, and we can do this naturally, but the idea is managing blood sugar. Yeah, go ahead.
LL Ninja String said, what's immediate back pain from a few sips of beer or alcohol? Dr. Glidden?
Well, the first thing to consider with a pain syndrome like that comes out of the blue, it's like a muscle cramp, is that it's a deficiency in calcium and magnesium and or on top of dehydration. So you got to fill your body's nutritional tank up with all 90 nutrients, which include really bioavailable forms of calcium and magnesium. And most of the time it just goes away. It's kind of like a canary in the coal mine symptom that your body is deficient in something. Now, I would have to think about why consumption of beer would be driving that. But it's interesting to me that would happen. That might speak to the dehydration thing, because you never buy beer, you only rent it. Right.
Yeah. Now, hold on one second, Doc. There's a lot of questions about detox protocols. So my brother, Dr. Mike, God rest his soul, developed one of the most effective liver cleanses on the market.
Yeah.
If you go to my website, click on Get Your Supplements button, the name of the detox protocol is Liver Pure. You can get it from Longevity, and there's a specific protocol it'll come in the box. It'll tell you how to do it. I do it twice a year, and it's called Liver Pure. Now, if you have any questions about it, you can always send me a message, and I'll be happy. I've walked hundreds of people through it since he came up with it years ago. Sorry about that, Dr. Neal. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was going to say, a lot of pain in the body. A man named Dr. John Sarno, he was head orthopedic surgeon at New York University Hospital, where I happened to go for my undergraduate work. Anyway, back in the 80s, he developed something called TMS, which is tension myositis syndrome. He regretted calling it that because myo means of the muscle, and it really has more to do with nerves, although muscles can be involved. But the short of it is that he postulated that 92%, that's a huge number, of all back pain, and this is from a surgeon who spent his life as a surgeon, was psychosomatically created. Now, it's real pain. It's mind-numbing, life-stopping pain. So that's real. But it comes from oxygen deprivation to the nerve channel. And John's original book, or second book, but the best one of his series, Healing Back Pain, goes into how, type A personalities especially, but, Freud and Brewer talked about how the body will take an old injury and then, utilize psychosomatically that area to provide physical pain that you don't want. The unconscious mind doesn't want the conscious mind to feel consciously. Dr. Sarno went a step further and took 150 years of psychoanalytic thought and put it on its ear by saying, no, the unconscious mind is trying to protect the conscious mind from overwhelming feelings. And so it will utilize, and I mean, I could be here for weeks and telling you stories of my patients who I've saved from major, major surgeries, all because I just said, read John's book and let me explain this thing, because so often these pains are, again, just oxygen deprivation to that channel. I always say, the general rule is if you can stand up straight, there's nothing wrong with your back. So if you have lower back, I mean, again.
Doc, another good book with regards to that is Louise Hay. She wrote several books. She was fantastic.
Right.
Also, the emotion code deals with the trapped emotions in the body. Now, let me say some thank yous here. Rosen Leaves, Kathleen Garcia, Dave Bouchard, XRP Mama Minnie, thank you for all the gifts. Now, XRP Mama Minnie had a question here. I'm going to try and find it. The chat is moving so fast, and it was something about a procedure that she had. I think it was important. Let me see if I can find it here. Guys, if you can help me find it. It was in the chat, and it was something about, let's see. Hold on here.
Well, while you're looking for that, Sam, here's what I want to say as a placeholder. All of the things that Dr. Neal and I are talking about are true. They're science-based and they're clinically verified. And here's why they're not mainstream. Because for the last 110 years, we have existed inside of a medical monopoly, which is mafia-esque, and it keeps everybody who's not on that team suppressed. Quite frankly, if Dr. Neal or I practiced naturopathic medicine in Tennessee, it's a felony. We'd be thrown in jail. It's only licensed and regulated in 24 states. What we need is medical freedom. And if we had medical freedom, equal protection under the law for all systems of medicine, there would be somebody with big bucks who would fund a naturopathic holistic research center where we could figure all this shit out and codify it for the upliftment of humankind. All of these different concepts need to be researched and proven and brought into the mainstream. And the only organizations that are against that are the American Medical Association, the Food and Drug Administration, and the pharmaceutical industry.
Sam, I found it.
You did? What was the question there, James?
Best options for thyroidectomy.
Yeah, and this is from XRP Mama Minnie. Would you please address that, Dr. Glidden, Dr. Neal?
Okay, so my motto always is you absolutely positively must use surgery as a last resort instead of a primary resort. And the problem with the medical monopoly is that the surgeon, not knowing anything about anything other than what they've been trained in, is going to tell you that you need surgery, even if you don't, in point of fact, because that's all that they know. That's all that their colleagues know. And, it's reality by consensus. It's a one-trick pony. Maybe you need surgery, maybe you don't. If you're not going to die tomorrow from whatever condition it is that you have, you should attempt to cure it and use surgery as a last resort, and period, hard stop.
I always, I do a lot of work with my patients on in form of detox, colon cleansing, because death begins in the colon. Senility, Alzheimer's, all of these things begin in the colon. And the appendix is the perfect example. If after, 5,000 years of evolution, we didn't need the appendix, believe me, we wouldn't have it like we don't have a tail
And Doc, and that's
other
the
things.
thing. That's what that pisses me off with the medical profession. They want us to believe that the spleen, that the appendix, that the adenoids are vestigial organs left over from evolution. What a bunch of crap that is. Sorry, go ahead.
Right, and same with tonsils. I mean, as a child, I had chronic tonsillitis. I mean, chronic. I was always on antibiotics. That's why I'm doing what I do now. But the idea is thank God, it doesn't matter the situation, but I never had them out, thank God. But, that's the first thing they want to do, is your first line of defense, is they want to take your tonsils. But it's the same with the appendix. There are cells produced in the appendix that are produced nowhere else in the human body. It's to protect you from all the, that's the sewer of the body, and that appendix hangs at the base of the cecum, which is where the waste comes in through the ileocecal valve, and gravity naturally brings it down to the appendix. This is why that often becomes inflamed or infected, because the peristaltic motion has failed, and again, it's stuck in the appendix and it's not removing the waste. But there are 150,000 colostomies performed, every year in this country, because a doctor will cut your colon out before he'll clean it.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say some thank yous here. Dave Bouchard, XRP Mama Minnie, Johnny B, the hottest, Big D. Hey, Big D's here. Blue Flames 41, Dave Bouchard. Thank you all for the gifts. There are so many questions flying here, you guys. I can't keep up in the chat.
In a perfect world, if the medical doctors had complete sway over everything, here's how it would go. Everybody would have hearing aids after they were 60 years of old. Everybody, or cochlear implants. Everybody would have their real lenses cut out and fake lenses put in, because it's only a matter of time till you get a cataract. Everybody would have the bones in their spine fused, because it's only a matter of time until you get degenerative disc disease. Everybody would have fake shoulders, fake hips, fake knees, because it's only a matter of time until those go, so you might as well just cut them out now. Nobody would have their tonsils, nobody would have their adenoids, nobody would have their appendix, nobody would have their gallbladder. Women would have their uterus and ovaries removed after 45 years of age, because, if you have those, you can get cancer. Women would have their breasts cut off after 45 years of age, because you don't have any breasts, you can't get breast cancer. People would need medicine to go to sleep, a prescription medicine to wake up, a prescription medicine to pee, a prescription medicine not to pee. That is the end road of allopathic reductionistic insanity. And the smartest thing that anybody in this freaking world can do is fire their medical doctor immediately and seek out alternatives, which are science-based, clinically verified, developed and delivered by licensed physicians, therapeutics that attempt to help your body to fix itself, and only use medical doctors for life-threatening stuff.
Now, you guys, hold on one second, Dr. Neal. We have a lot of people asking where they can get in touch with you directly. So my answer is, if you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, Dr. Glidden has his own button. Click on that button. That'll take you to his website. You can join as a member, use the code SAM, or you can reach out to him from there. Dr. Neal, same thing. Go to my website, click on Dr. Neal's button if you want to buy your Neal naturopathic products there. If not, you can send him a message as well, because it'll take you directly to both their websites. I wanted to make sure that people understood that. Go ahead, Dr.
Thank you,
Neal.
Sam. Yeah, I was just going to say, I always tell my patients, the two things we really deal with in naturopathic medicine, to distill it, one is genetics and the other is stress. And stress obviously is, related to so many things. And of course, we use nutrition and detoxification and all these things to counteract the effects of those. And stress is very simply just how you process your feelings and how you balance the energy of the body. So it's not nothing, but it's obviously a huge part of things. But even when we get to genetics, for the last 24 years, I've been the health director of an international child development organization. So I work with mostly special needs kids around the world, accelerated and typical kids too, but 75% of our clientele is special needs kids. And again, they're given these diagnoses, and you read books about it, Down syndrome, things like that. They tell you, if you think your child's going to do this, if you think your child's going to do that. While again, I got into this because my first child had Down syndrome, but she graduated from a mainstream school. She surfs, she rides bikes, she works at Trader Joe's, she's an actress, she just got a lead role in another film. I mean, she's a rocket ship.
And I know her personally. She is a sweetheart.
Yes, and she loves Sam, and why wouldn't she? And but the point is that as powerful as genetics is, and I tell my patients it's really, really powerful, it's not as important as that we can offset the expression of genes, and that's powerful. So all these, and this is going back to what Dr. Glidden said, all these people sometimes come to me and they go, Doc, I have this gene for breast cancer, and should I? They're recommending that I get a double mastectomy, and I go, do you have cancer? No, but I have the gene. Well, again, with the right intervention, you can offset that genetic expression.
Lynn Craft said, Dr. Glidden, you need to talk to President Trump. Well, it's funny you bring that up, Lynn Craft, because I have been reaching out to RFK Jr.'s office. And I don't know if you gentlemen know this or not, but my mom was on the grand jury that convicted his father's murderer, Sirhan Sirhan. My mom was on that grand jury. I still have her badge. Yeah. So I reached out to him. I said, hey, our families have been fighting nefarious characters for decades and lifetimes. I think I'd like to be part of this. And they've reached back out to me, and I intend to suggest that they talk to you guys if and when they ever do that or ever get back to me. XRP Mama Minnie said, I had my thyroid out back in 2017 before I learned all I know now. Any suggestions, Dr. Glidden?
More's the pity. No, I mean, your body will adapt and be able to make changes, but you still need nutrients. You still need to detox, and you still need to not eat food that's going up the works. So whatever state your situation is right now, regardless of what surgeries you have, you can optimize it. You can make it better. You can make it better than it is now. And here's the thing, man, everybody, because of the overarching persistence of allopathic medicine in this country, everybody is sick all the time. People have gotten used to not having enough energy, not being able to fall asleep, not being able to having arthritic pain, having indigestion, having all these things, not being able to carry a baby to term, not being able to get pregnant in the first place, anxiety and panic attacks. Can I have some more Xanax, please? It's idiotic. The only reason that these things are happening is because people have gone to the wrong type of medical doctor. So when you give your body a break, when you start putting the right gasoline into the tank, you clean the car out and you tune it up, it runs better. And so these therapeutics are going to benefit you regardless of how many organs that idiotic medical doctors have removed. You should pursue these therapeutics aggressively.
Running with scissors. Hold on one second, Dr. Neal. Running with scissors says, I'm feeling better already. Now,
running with scissors?
Yeah. Now there's a lot of people in the chat that are saying they just can't afford these supplements and they can't afford other things. And we understand that they're not cheap. The reality is, if you can't afford it, that I don't know what to tell you about that. What I can tell you is there's probably other things that you can cut out to afford it. How much is your life worth? Now, I don't know your particular situation, but I've got to believe that as RFK Jr. moves forward and we start to have medical freedom, like Dr. Glidden has said, I'm sure that there's going to be some sort of solution that's offered. I don't know what that's going to be, and I don't know how quickly, but I'm sure it's coming.
Well, look, detoxification protocols are mostly free. They're pretty easy. And of the 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs, the lion's share, minerals, are 66% of the body's nutrient needs. And one bottle of the mineral supplements is $22. It's $22. You can clean your diet up. You can stop eating stuff. That's free. You can learn how to hydrate yourself. You can learn how to exercise. You can learn how to detox. This is not an expensive proposition. Go to the website, become a subscriber, learn how to do this stuff, because it's not, there are workarounds if you're on a limited budget.
Yeah, 100%. Ms. Maury, thank you for all the gifts. You're so sweet. XRP Mama Minnie, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, gentlemen, we've gone way over as usual, but I just think it's important. We have to get this information out there. And again, I want to say, hey, Doc, don't even start with the whole waxing thing again, all right? You should see what over on YouTube and Facebook and all the other ones talking about waxing. Dr. Glidden, tell everybody where they can find you, how to get to you, and before you take off here.
Just go to Sam's website, find my smiling face, click on that. It'll take you right to my website. Use Sam's discount code. Is it Sam, right? S-A-M, capital S-A-M, lowercase a-m. You'll get a big discount for my stuff. Let me give you a guided tour of the undiscovered country. Of science-based, clinically verified self-help health recovery. You don't know what you're missing.
Excellent. Dr. Neal?
So you go, same thing, go to Sam's website, click on the Neal Naturopathic button. That'll take you to my Neal Naturopathic website. You can also go to drjulianneal.com, and that's one way to reach me. You can certainly reach me through the Neal Naturopathic website at info@nealnaturopathic. I also suggest you go to the Neal Naturopathic YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that, because I do a monthly women's health video magazine called Optimize. I do the health video for that. So there are 21 different videos for health, women's health, that are on the YouTube channel. Plus, I do a meditation Mondays. There's a lot of stuff on that YouTube channel that is worth checking out.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Dr. Neal. Dr. Glidden, don't you do question and answer on X?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I broadcast all my live Q&As on social media, but that's just to generate interest. I only take questions from my subscribers.
Okay, got it. I
Right.
wasn't sure what that was. Okay, gentlemen, as always, you are the best. Thank you for being here. I'm hopeful and prayerful that you... I'm sorry, you got a mosquito bite there, Doc? I wasn't sure. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you next Friday. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sam.
And remember...
Oh, shoot, I cut him off too quick.
That's what he gets for making stabs at the back wax.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Doc, I didn't mean to cut you off. If it's important, you can come back on. All right. David said hot wax matters. Oh, my gosh, David, you're cracking me up. All right. Since we're gone way over, we're not going to dance today. We're going to go right to final thoughts.
What? No dancing?
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? We're like at an hour and a half already. What do you think?
Put a 1 in the chat if you want to dance. Put a 2 if you're ready to go.
Okay, 1 dance, 2 next Monday. Let's see what everybody says.
We're dancing, dude.
No, it's just 1. That's just 1. Oh, dance 1. Okay, I haven't seen a 2 yet, so I guess we're dancing. All right, let's fire it up, Alex.
You got to take care of YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, that's right. Shoot. All right, everybody over on YouTube and Facebook, have a wonderful weekend.